All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about one of the most painful, but also most human experiences there is, the cringe attack. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's 2 in the morning, everything is quiet, and your brain decides, hey, remember that super awkward thing you said in 2015? Yeah, let's figure out why that happens.
I mean, that's the real question, isn't it? Why is it that you can forget what you ate for breakfast yesterday, but you can remember in perfect, high definition, slow motion detail that time you tripped on stage? It really feels like a bug in our system, but what if I told you it's not a bug at all?
So, the first thing you need to know is this: you are not weird, and your brain is not broken. This is a totally universal human thing. In fact, it's a feature, not a bug, hardwired into our brains by millions of years of evolution. So let's kind of peel back the layers on this ancient piece of programming.
Okay, our investigation starts way, way back in our evolutionary past. Because, the first culprit behind these cringe attacks isn't a flaw at all. It's actually an ancient survival instinct that's still running the show in your head today.
Just think about it for a second. For our ancient ancestors, being part of the tribe, being accepted, that was everything. If you got kicked out, you were on your own against predators, the elements. It was quite literally a death sentence. So your brain evolved to treat social mistakes, saying the wrong thing, looking like a fool, with the exact same level of panic as seeing a tiger in the bushes.
And that intense, gut-wrenching feeling of cringe, that's the lesson. It's your primitive brain grabbing you by the shoulders and screaming, hey, pay attention. That thing you just did, it threatened our social standing. Don't ever do that again. It's basically an evolutionary teaching tool designed to keep you safely inside the social circle.
So we know why our brain flags these moments as 5-alarm fires. Now let's look at how it files them away, making sure they stay right there at the top of the memory pile for years to come. It all comes down to a very special, very powerful kind of highlighting.
So in your brain, you've got 2 key players when it comes to memory. First, there's the hippocampus. Think of it as your brain's quiet librarian. It just stores the facts, the what and the where. But then you've got the amygdala. The amygdala is the big red OMG button. It's the panic button that lights up anytime there's high emotion involved.
Now, when you have one of those super embarrassing moments, that OMG button, your amygdala, gets slammed. And when it does, it slaps a giant, flashing, high-priority tag on that memory, and it burns it into your brain. This is precisely why you remember that time you fell on stage in 2019, but you have no clue what you ate for lunch last Tuesday. Your brain just doesn't care about the lunch. It cares about the emotion.
Okay, so we've got an ancient survival instinct, and we have an emotional memory system that's working against us. But wait, there's more. There's a third layer to this, and it's all about the psychological tricks our own minds play on us that just magnify the whole experience.
Psychologists have a great name for this: the spotlight effect. You know, we're all the protagonists of our own movie, right? We see the entire world from our own point of view. So we just naturally assume that this huge spotlight is following us around and that everyone is paying super close attention to our every move and our every mistake.
But here's the comforting truth. While you're over here replaying your blunder in stunning 4K with surround sound, everyone else is busy starring in their own movies. They're way, way too worried about their own awkward moments to even remember yours. For them, your huge, life-altering, embarrassing moment was just a tiny blip they've long since forgotten about. The file's been deleted.
Let's talk about timing, though. Why do these memories always seem to jump out and get us when we're trying to fall asleep or in the shower, and never when we're actually busy? Well, it turns out there's a specific network in your brain that's responsible for this ambush.
It's called the default mode network, or DMN. The easiest way to think about it is like your brain's screensaver. The second you stop focusing on a task, the DMN kicks in, and its job is to just sort of wander through your memories, looking for any unresolved problems it can try to solve. And, well, what feels more unresolved than a moment of pure, uncut shame? And this ties in perfectly with something called the Zeigarnik effect. It's a weird quirk where our brains are just wired to remember incomplete tasks way better than completed ones. So if you never really process that embarrassing moment, if you just kind of pushed it down and try to forget it, your brain sees it as an open tab in your browser. And it's just going to keep draining your mental energy until you finally deal with it.
Now, after everything we've just gone through, I am about to tell you something that's going to sound completely backward. That feeling, that cringing at something you did in your past, it is actually a very, very good sign.
Think about it.
The reason you cringe is because you've grown. The person you are today is wiser, more self-aware, probably more socially intelligent than the person you were back then. That cringe isn't a sign that you failed. It is tangible, physical proof of your personal growth. You learned the lesson your brain was trying to teach you.
So we get the why now, right? The evolution, the brain chemistry, the psychology. So now let's get to the how. How do we actually take back control and stop this whole painful loop from happening over and over again?
Okay, here are 3 simple but really powerful tools you can use right away. First, the second that memory pops up, you actively reframe it. You say to yourself, this feeling means I've grown. Second, use the 10-year test. Ask yourself, will this matter in 10 years? Does anyone on earth besides me even remember this happened? The answer is almost always a big, fat no. And third, label the thought for what it is. Acknowledge it. Oh, hello, default mode network. Thanks for trying to protect me. I get it, but I'm safe now.
So let's just recap the big points really quick. Cringe is an ancient survival tool. Your brain's emotional center puts those memories in a VIP section. The spotlight effect is a liar that makes you think people care more than they do. Your brain's screensaver digs this stuff up when it's bored. And maybe most important of all, feeling that cringe means you've matured.
So the next time your brain serves you up a cringe memory on a silver platter, just remember, it's not a malfunction. It's a message. It's a lesson from your past self, delivered by this ancient system that was designed to keep you alive. Your brain is trying to teach you something. The only real question left is, what will you choose to learn from it?